What is up, Booger Beans? Welcome back to another episode of Adventures with Boog. This is the first episode of 2021. So, I know we took like a month off over the holidays and stuff. Just busy, had knee surgery obviously on December 31st. So I've been recovering from that, and my knee is still not 100%, but we're getting back to it. Behind me here, we have got all of our stuff to do the tiles. Mortar, curdy, grout, tiles, spacers, all that kind of stuff to do tiles on the bus. So we have to tile the floor portion of the fireplace, the tub, and the vanity. So I'm hoping we get to that on this episode, but I don't know if we're going to quite get there. And then also just to the right here, or I guess your left, we have our trim pieces. So below the windowsill of, or the windows on the bus, we have to kind of put a piece of trim on there to finish that all up, make it look really nice and clean. And then also on kind of like around the bed at the back and between the wainscoting and the plywood. So there's a whole bunch of spots that need to have trim around all the door frames and all that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm going to start for now. We are still figuring out how we're going to do the tile. I don't know exactly how it's all going to work. I don't know if this thin set is going to work because it might not work under water, because the bottom on our sink and our tub will actually be underwater a lot of times. So we might not be able to use this stuff, but we might have some other stuff laying around that we can use. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. But right now, I'm going to go out on the bus. We're going to give you a little tour because we've actually done some stuff over the holidays that we haven't really posted unless you follow us on Instagram or Facebook. We are on there under Adventures with Boog, so check those out. So we're going to go give you a quick bus tour of that, and then we'll start with the trim and start getting that figured out. So let's head out to the bus. Alright, Beans, so here we are in the bus. This is where that trim piece I was just talking about is going to go. So it's going to go right across here and kind of finish between the window and the wainscoting. They'll kind of come and just hang over this edge just a hair bit, just to clean it up. So here's a little update on the bus. This is our vanity. So our countertop is in, and we've got our vanity in. We're going to have to take this portion out, and we're going to put a piece of wood up on here and burn it, make it look nice, just like the vanity. So that's going to be nice. That's coming well. We got our desk in back here. Again, burnt wood, very nice, very clean. We have finished all of this portion. We are going to put wainscoting over top of this plywood, and wainscoting all down this side too, but we just haven't got there yet. We've got our two drawers underneath the vanity. They are complete and basically good to go. They're actually just sitting in the washroom right here. One of them is missing a handle obviously, but that will come in time. Our tub is in, and our shower plumbing is all in. So the hose is in, the valves are in, the tub spigot is in, all that stuff is in. Our pantry here is completed nicely, or the framing for it, I guess. It's actually not completed, but the pantry will kind of slide right into there. And then beside that, we have our little mini fridge, freezer and everything, with a cabinet's going to go on top of there to finish that all up. So yeah, that's where we're at inside the bus. So now what I'm going to start doing is measuring up the edges and stuff, because what we're going to have to actually do is cut out the trim around each one of these window portions, and then we'll come back here with some probably clear or white caulking, and we'll run that in there and smooth that all out, make it all nice and really clean. So yeah, that's where we're at, and yeah, let's get to measuring it and get it wrapped up. Alright guys, so here we've got our first piece of trim in. So what I did is I went and I put the piece of trim in here, and then I marked out exactly where the window frame was on the piece of trim. And then I just took that, cut it with the jigsaw, and fit it right in there. Also on the underside of the trim, what I did is I took the saw blade, if I can roll this guy up to show you guys. It's a really nice tight fit. That's what you want with your trim. It's really nice and tight. Like that there. So now you can see there's a little bit of a lip right here. So we took the table saw and we ran it vertically to give a little bit of lip, just so that that drops down over top of the edge of the wainscoting. And that just cleans everything up really, really nicely. This fits very tight. just like a glove in there, which is exactly what you want. Then what we'll do is once this is down and nailed in place, we'll come back with some caulking and we'll caulk all in here and all around here and clean that all up. But now we're ready for the next piece of trim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the piece, I'll lay it in here, butt it up to the end of this piece, and then mark out all the rest of the windows, and yeah, should be perfect. So let's get to it. Alright, Beans, so we got the trim in. We got trim around the back of the bed as well, and yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So now what we're going to start doing is we're going to work on the windows here. So there's a whole bunch of spray foam in there. It's got to get cut off, so I got a Olfa knife blade. We'll cut that all off. And then I'm hoping we can build a kind of cover out of that 1/4-inch plywood that we've used to do all the walls and all that kind of stuff. Hoping that we can build the cover out of that, and then we'll use that to finish it. And we might put some trim around the windows or something. I don't know for sure what yet, but we're gonna get that figured out shortly. Also, beside me here, oh, freaking knee. We got the kind of bedside table installed here too. Let me just adjust the camera. So here is our bedside table. A little bit of dirt on there. And this will be hinged up, and it will come up like this. Looks like it's going to hit our light switches, so I'm going to have to work around that. And then underneath there, we're going to have our, what's it called? Our laundry hamper will be all underneath there. And then if we ever need access to any of the mechanical stuff that's down there, we have access to it as well. So we're going to have to move that a little bit away from the wall to deal with the light switches, but we'll get it figured out. No problems. So yeah, let's get back there and let's start cutting this all apart. We have the vanity out of the bus, as you can see. So in order to put the drain on the bottom of the vanity, this nut right here, it was very, very difficult to do in position. Because you're up underneath the vanity and you only can turn about 1/8 of a turn, and you have to use the plumber's pliers because the nut is like 1.5 inch nut, so it makes it very, very difficult to put that in. So luckily, this is all one piece, and we can remove it all as one piece and install it all as one piece. So we took it out, we were able to attach the sink drain, and as you can see on the inside here, we put sealant for the screw that holds down the, I guess, bucket or the sink, and then we also sealed all the way around the drain here, and the drain is just a push button drain like this. Then what we'll do is this sealant that I use is polyurethane sealant. We've used that on other places on the bus. It's a very good sealant. It's completely waterproof, 100% waterproof, can be used underwater, and yeah, it's really good. The only problem is it takes 7 days to cure. So we're going to be waiting on this guy for a little bit until it's water ready. That being said, what we're going to do now, not right now, but in the meantime, is once the silicone does cure, we're going to plug the drain and fill this completely full of water and make sure that it's A, sealed, and B, doesn't have any leaks from any of the actual manufactured seams. We got this bucket as like a decoration from Canadian Tire, so I don't know for sure whether it's 100% watertight, so we're going to have to double check that. We also got the cover plate for the sink or the tap pedestal complete. It looks really nice, really, really happy with that. So yeah, that all turned out really, really well. So we're just waiting for that to dry. Now I think we're going to go out in the bus, and I think we're going to try and get some more, get the drywall done for the shower surround. I think we're going to try and do some work on that. So this is just kind of in the wings waiting while we do the work on that. So yeah, I guess let's head back out into the bus and get that figured out. So the first thing we got to do is we need to put some sort of support along the back portion of the tub here. What we want to do is build kind of a bench that kind of comes down and then sits sort of like this on here, and then the tiles will be sloped into the tub from that position. But right now there's currently nothing there to hold it. So what we need to do is put a 2x4, or what I might end up doing maybe is putting some blocks in here across, and then putting like a 2x6 or something across there that will actually be just a solid piece to mount on. That might be the best option. Just because there's lots of equipment and stuff back in here that makes it a little bit difficult to work with. But that's what I'm going to figure out now, is how we're going to do that. And we'll get that installed, and then we'll start with the plywood after that. So let's get to it. Or not the plywood, sorry, the drywall. Alright guys, so we got all the surrounding wood installed. Good to go. I have one little piece I think I'm going to put in. It's probably not necessary because the space is very, very small. So I'm debating whether it's actually needed. But the tub is nice and solid now. It's not moving. So that's really awesome. What I'm going to do is I got some cardboard here, and I'm going to make a template of the side of the tub. And the reason I'm going to do that is so that I can transfer this onto our dry or our wet board, which is drywall meant for water or wet situations. So I can transfer that on there, and then we can make these out of one nice clean piece, and we don't have to fiddle around with the drywall or have like a big gap or anything like that. We want this to be really tight to the tub so we can put a nice bead of caulking and seal that all. Make sure we're not going to get any water behind the tub or any issues like that down the road. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to cut this out and make a nice template, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Alright beans, there you have it. Our tub surround, well, not all of it, but the main top of the tub is all complete. So that looks really good. I'm really happy with it. We have a couple big gaps kind of on this edge here. Not much I can do about that unless I took it out and redid it. It's not impossible, and as I got going, the gaps got tighter and tighter, just because I figured out how to do it properly and how to make it work very well. So I'm just going to kind of discuss how to do that in case you guys do a similar thing like this. So what I would do is I'd measure about how big of a piece I need as a square piece. So in some, like in that back corner there, I needed a piece that was 8 inches by 14 inches. So I measured that out, but I added 1 inch to both the dimensions. So I added, it was 9 by 15. And that makes up for the width of the rail of the top of the tub. Then what I do is I put the piece on top, and I would mark the underside here. Then I take the jigsaw and cut along that line. Then what I did was went and cut the edges off 1 inch one way and 1 inch the other way, and they fit in really, really nice and snug. Then I took the Olfa knife and kind of back cut the top edge of the drywall, and that allowed it to kind of tuck underneath the edge of the tub. And then we'll come back and we'll probably put some, like, I don't know if we'll put Schluter Fix or if we'll put some grout caulking. Like there's some type of caulking you can get that is like similar to thin set. We might put some of that in there. We might put some drywall mud. I don't know. Something to fully seal that edge. And then on top of this, we'll be putting thin set and Curdy to be 100% waterproof. And that will be the whole basin. So we'll have some wetboard here, wetboard there, and wetboard also on the sidewall there. And then we'll be putting Curdy on top of all that, and then our tiles. Our tiles will come up basically flush with the top edge of the steel tub. That was our goal, so that if there's any water there, it can drain down, or it will come out here and come to the front, and we can just kind of wipe it up. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really like these angles we put on the edge here. We were going to go straight across, but I found that then you would just kind of be stopping the drywall in the middle of the tub, and it would look kind of silly. So by going on this angle here, it really kind of like cleans up how the drywall connects to the tub, as well as how the tiles and all that stuff will kind of finish against the tub. Cleans it up very nicely. And also it locks the tub in there. So the tub used to kind of wiggle around, but now it's locked in nice and tight. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to end it for this episode. This is the first episode back in 2021. So I'm excited to be back. Our episodes are going to be mostly finished in the bus, and hopefully in 2021 here we'll be on the road. That's the real goal. So hopefully that happens. But we're going to end this video here, and on the next one we'll be finishing all the surround, as well as probably doing all of our hopefully starting our tiling on the next episode. So if you guys want to check that out, go down, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notifications if you want to be notified of when the next episode comes out. Also head over to shop.awbd.com, get some of our awesome merchandise. We got hoodies, beanies, or a toque if you're Canadian, all those kinds of things. And if you haven't already, also check out our Instagram lives. So we do Cocktail Friday on Instagram Live, and we kind of just hang out, tour the bus, chat about what's going on in our lives, what's going on in your guys' lives. And coming up in February, we're going to be doing Mocktail Friday, where we're going to donate $50 to the Canadian Cancer Society per Mocktail Friday throughout the month of February, to help support their Drive February initiative. So if you guys want to check that out, it's AWB Live on Instagram at 7 p.m. on Friday nights, Mountain Standard Time. So if you enjoyed this episode, again, hit that like button. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and have a great night.